And we got to talk about one thing, man.
What's up?
Did you ever do party cruise?
Oh, of course.
Like back in the day,
California.
Because I remember MySpace, bro. There was like the whole city in Vegas was just dominated by party cruise.
Bulletins.
You had like bulletins, like people would report like, "Yo, party here, party there," right? And there was
Empire's
always all these
posting this
parties
party.
happening.
Yeah, I'm from the like before MySpace era. So I was born in 81, so I graduated in 99. So in the 90s, you had party
Oh,
lines.
word! You look a lot younger, man.
Thanks.
I always forget.
Damn, you
I'm
look
like,
younger than I do.
Yeah, man, I'm freaking about to turn
Baby
30,
face, bro.
About to turn 38 soon. So
Wow.
Anyhow.
You know what? That's another question I was gonna have is like age. Like, do you have to be like a younger cat to do that? But
Apparently not.
You know, I'll tell you. This is what it is. You have to have a youthful energy to you.
oh yeah, because you got to liven up the party.
Yeah, like living here in Vegas. Like Vegas is a city like no other city in the world. Vegas is such a growing city, and it has so much different energies coming in here. There's not a lot of people that are originally from here that are in the workings of how things go. So basically, like, I feel like every 3 to 4 years, the energy changes, the music changes, the style changes, what's hot changes. Like people that were into stuff, they're not into it anymore. They've moved on, had kids, or moved out of town or something like that. So you got to be able to ride that wave. And as much as people want to have traditions and like, we did this first kind of thing, you got to preserve what you had, but at the same time allow new energy in.
There we go.
And kind of work together with it. So like, if you're going to move to Vegas and want to be successful, you got to be able to contribute energy and welcome energy. And at the same time, like give a lot of props to what got you there. So that's why I brought up all the names that I brought up, because it's like, there's no me without them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
it's one of
respect.
those things.
Yeah, much respect. Damn.
You kind of have to reflect the city too, because like the city that never sleeps. There's always a
Exactly.
party on every day, and it's always like nonstop, right?
There's new people every day here, technically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Besides the local.
That's why the energy changes. There's always a new 18-year-old, there's always a new 21-year-old, and there's always a new person moving to Vegas.
Yep.
And it's somebody's birthday every day.
Yeah.
Right? In Vegas, like everybody, it's my birthday.
Say
Be
my
like,
name.
you better drop a 20 real quick. I'm like, this mic ain't free.
So you, clearly, like having a good sense of humor plays a good role in emceeing and kind of hosting, right? What about like being like? Have you ever thought about like pursuing a route and doing like your own stand-up, your own comedy, or has that never been a thought for you?
You know what? I've been approached by that, but it's like, it's a whole different art.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, like, for me to want to be a comedian, it would be like something I would have to want to do wholeheartedly. So the only reason why I haven't done it so far is because a lot of the material that I use is from like just joking around with friends, or seeing comedians say some stuff and then me flipping it around. So the thing is, like, I feel like I'm not dedicated to want to do it, and I wouldn't want to do something without being all the way about it, because the way I host, I've studied other hosts without knowing that I was doing it.
Yeah.
By going to jams, by going to these things. And to me, I feel like there's a lot of people who are a part of things, a scene, and they'll see like something that goes wrong and they're like, oh, that shit was whack. If he would have did this different, or if they would have did this different, it would have been better. Mm-hmm. And they're always going to like be negative on something, versus taking that mentality and saying, hey, if I get a chance, I would probably change that and actually do the action. So for me, going to jams, I just love being there. Like, being a part of something is better than not being a part of something, So the action of it happening, I was always happy for that. But the things that needed to change, I was like, I'm going to do that if I have the chance. So now that I have the chance, those things have changed. Like I don't just host. I organized with the event promoters. I book DJs. I book judges. I bring in talent. I involve artists. I do a lot of networking. So
there's a lot of hats that you wear.
Yeah, so I do the back end as well as the front end. So that way I'm not gonna be played out when I get older. So when I get older, my plan is this: I'm gonna be managing DJs. I'm gonna be managing artists, and I'm gonna be the one with the check giving people some money, because I'm gonna have all that knowledge, and my company is gonna have enough money to do that. Or companies are gonna see my value and have me do that for them, which is kind of something that already happens. Mm-hmm. People bring me in because they know that they're gonna get the raw culture, that way that they don't get called out. Because like, it's like having a Cinco de Mayo party and putting a mustache on somebody and having them some ay the whole time, and it's like yo, you can't do that because it's like
culture vultures.
Yeah, because it's very like it's just you want to respect people's culture. So when they bring me in, it's like it's always done right. There's always a good judge. There's always a good prize money. There's always a good DJ. It makes sense to the space. And whenever things mess up and have to go on the fly, that's one of my talents is like if a speaker goes out or like the DJ's hard drive goes off or like the computer reboots, that's the worst time ever, right? I could talk for like 5 to 10 minutes.
I've seen it.
I can talk for 10 to 5 minutes with no music, talk about the venue, talk about the drink specials, about security, the people throwing the event, why we're there. They should be on their phone doing social media stuff, and that whole time this problem is being solved, but nobody knows it besides me and the people that have the problem.
Which is crazy, because if you've never thrown an event or you just don't know what that feels like, it literally, like when something technical, an issue happens technically, it is one of the most awkward situations. And I've seen it at big festivals and they don't have an MC or anybody to kind of like liven up. Like Little Dragons did it. Cause she was like, I think like he was having technical issues with one of his pianos.
Yeah.
And she was able to like just keep talking and be like, yo, what's good, everybody? And I was like, damn, that's tight. But then I've seen situations where it was just awkward. I'm like, damn, they need something. They need music or something.
Yeah, because
like,
people get negative real quick, and that's why we love doing events, because it's like we like bringing elements that aren't there, and we like having the things that should be there. Like,
plus, you know how to do it.
Like rap shows. There's so many rap shows out here, but they don't always have a designated host.
I feel like that would make a lot of rap shows a lot bit more entertaining.
And then there's a lot of shows in general, just regular shows, and they don't have a DJ. And it's like, how you're not gonna have a DJ in the middle while this person's getting set? It doesn't matter what like genre it is. It's like you should have
throw an iPod.
There should always be something going on.
But it needs to be a real person.
Because there's more vibe.
Because it's the vibe, and number two, it's like it's part of it. You know what I mean? Like if we're not bringing each other up, then we're just bringing each other down.
Yeah, true that.
Because the attention span and the energy that people want to give to things is very limited now, because like a lot of people get gratification off their phone or off these really flashy things that's going on in these mega clubs or these strips. So it's like when those things are provided, when you have like a hometown event, if your event's not on point, you can lose like 5 to 6 people that ever want to come back.
100%.
And that's sad, because it's not necessarily the musician's fault. It's not the venue's fault. It might not be all these people's faults, but like one little thing kind of messes it up for everybody. So it's like really being on your game and like coming through with a quality event and having all those things tied in, I feel like prolongs whatever you're trying to do.
Plan B, C, D, and E.